29th and 30th Convocation ceremony of our great university. We are sincerely grateful for your presence and your continued partnership with our great institution. To address you this morning is a distinguished scholar, a visionary leader and administrator who has been working tirelessly to stabilize this university and reposition it and lift it to greater heights. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome our Vice Chancellor, Professor Hakeem Babatunde Fawaimi. Next to him is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Professor Rosemary Udiozo. We also have to his right the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration, Professor Mohammed Omar Ndagi. The Acting Registrar and Secretary to Council is also here, Malam Mohammed Sambo. The Bursar of the University, Madam Shivare Kondong. And sitting very close to me here is the chairman of the Convocation Ceremony Committees, Professor Olanrewaju Aladeita. I'd like to take this moment to appreciate our deans, directors, head of department, and everyone who's taken time out to be with us this morning for this important press briefing. I welcome you all very, very specially. At this juncture, may I have the honor to hand the microphone over to our Vice Chancellor for his briefing. Please let's welcome him as he delivers the address.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Professor Rosemary Udiozo, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Administration, Professor Ndagi, the Registrar and Secretary to Council, Malam Mohammed Sambo, the Bursar of the University, Madam Shivare Kondo, the Chairman of the 29th and 30th Combined Convocation Organizing Committee, Professor Aladeito, Deans here present, Directors of centers and institutes, academic, non-academic directors here present, heads of departments, gentlemen of the press and gentlemen of the fourth estate of the realm, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the University of Abuja, now Yakubu Gowon University. We are delighted to have you here today as our valued partners and stakeholders in the education sector who have been playing an important role in promoting the activities of this university. This briefing is intended to provide an overview of the 29th and 30th Combined Convocation Ceremony spanning 8 days, as well as to present some key developments across the university. An overview of the convocation. The 29th and 30th convocation ceremonies are particularly significant to the university as they celebrate the achievements of our 2022-2023 and 2023-2024 graduating sets. And to me personally, as my first since assuming office as Vice Chancellor. Activities for the ceremony began over the weekend with a Jumat prayer at the University Mosque and an interdenominational church service yesterday at the Chapel of Love, Gwagwalada. Following this press briefing, the activities will continue tomorrow, Tuesday, 14th April 2026, with a faculty innovation showcase focusing on research displays, patents, students, and community impact projects at 10 a.m. at the Faculty of Law Lecture Theatre. On the same day, a drug awareness and sensitization lecture will be held titled High Today, Low Tomorrow, the Real Cost of Drug Abuse on Campus. The lecture will be delivered by the Director General of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, retired, at 3 p.m. at the Faculty of Law Lecture Theatre. On Wednesday, the 15th of April, 2026, outstanding graduating students will lead a tree planting exercise accompanied by a lecture on climate change and a convocation play presented by the Department of Theatre Arts. The lecture will be presented by the Director General of the National Council on Climate Change, Dr. Omoteni Oye Majekodumi, by 11 a.m., still at the Faculty of Law Lecture Theatre. The convocation lecture will take place on Thursday, the 16th of April, 2026, and will be delivered by Mr. Olugbenga Oyola, OON, the Chief Executive Officer of Flutterwave, on the topic, Graduating into an AI-powered FinTech World, Opportunities, Challenges, and Responsibilities. This will be by 2 p.m., same Faculty of Law Lecture Theatre. The Chancellor's dinner will hold on Friday at 6 p.m. at the Transcorp Hotel, Abuja. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, the main convocation ceremonies will be held on Friday, the 17th of April, 2026, for first degrees, and on Saturday, 18th April, 2026, for higher degrees and the conferment of honorary doctorate degrees, all at the Convocation Square, the main campus. It is noteworthy that this year, the university will confer honorary doctorate degrees, honoris causa, on some distinguished Nigerians, including Professor Yusuf Olaolu Ali, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Paul Odili, and Mr. Emmanuel Ayuba Iza, in recognition of their contributions to their various fields of endeavor and to the service of humanity. Overall, a total of 12,624 students will graduate. For the 29th convocation ceremony, which is for the 2022-2023 set, the breakdown is as follows. First class, 48. Second class upper, 2,048. Second class lower, 4,418. Third class, 614, giving a total of 7,158 graduates. For the 30th convocation ceremony for the 2023-2024 set, the breakdown is as follows. First class, 29. Second class upper, 1,395. Second class lower, 3,091. Third class, 951, giving a total of 5,466 graduates. We are indeed very proud of our graduates, whom we have trained, not only in knowledge and skills, but also in character. As part of our commitment to the development and advancement of our graduates, it is important to announce to you that our best graduating students of both sets will be given automatic employment in the university to further their careers. This is in line with the academic traditions of the university as enshrined in the statutes establishing the university. We remain committed to developing the university in ways that will enable it to realize its aspiration of becoming a 21st century world-class institution. Under the intellectual context, the University of Abuja, which was established on the 1st of January 1998, was envisioned as a comprehensive institution that combines conventional and distant learning models. That is a dual model university. With nearly 40,000 students currently enrolled and a projected enrollment of about 50,000 by 2030, there is a sense in which we can tell Nigerians that this federal university needs massive expansion of infrastructure to become the university of our dreams and a modern university of first choice indeed. With our strategic location in the country and as the only conventional public university in the Federal Capital Territory, much is expected of us by our stakeholders. We've had our modest development and history like any university, our story of sweetness and bitterness. In recent times, the university was faced with leadership and administrative turbulence marked by tension, disunity, rancor, and mudslinging, all of which were unwholesome for our image. The fact that we had 3 acting vice chancellors within a short period explains the import of that crisis. We are glad that now the storm is over. We would like to thank the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, who is an organized and quiet operator, and the Honorable Minister of State for Education, Professor Shuaib Ahmad, for working with the visitor, Senator, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, to stabilize this university. We also commend the Governing Council and management for working peacefully with the Academic Staff Union of the universities. The Council and management have resolved the long-standing issues, stagnation amongst our academic staff. As members of the press must have reported, many academic staff across ranks have been promoted, including associate professors and full professors, with several of the elevations backdated due to many years of stagnation. The chairman of the Governing Council, Senator Dr. Larewaju Tejuosho, has been particularly proactive in this regard. He deserves hearty cheers for being the brain behind the peace and stability we now enjoy in the university. Doubtless, universities, by their evolution, philosophy, essence, and character, are universal institutions established to provide solutions to problems that confront humanity. The brightest and the best in minds, in learning and character, are therefore called upon to run such citadels of learning where destinies are shaped for national development. Under the academic and research developments, the university continues to make steady progress in its academic and research activities. We have sustained the high level of program accreditation with the National University Commission and the professional regulatory bodies, while maintaining a stable academic calendar to ensure efficiency in our operations. In research, the university has secured grants from the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, and other national and international partners, including a major intervention of approximately 4 billion naira from TED Fund for the College of Health Sciences through the Provost of the College of Health Sciences, Professor Titus Ibekwe, and his team. The university is also making significant strides in specialized and globally relevant research. A notable example is the Cardiovascular Research Center of the University of Abuja, led by Professor D.K. Orji, in collaboration with the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital. Since its establishment in 2015, the center has grown into a leading hub for cardiometabolic research in Nigeria across sub-Saharan Africa. It has been actively engaged in a wide range of studies, including large observational studies, randomized controlled trials, implementation science, community-based intervention, and drug trials. The center collaborates with leading international partners and is supported by major global funders, including the United States National Institute of Health and United Kingdom's National Institute for Health Care Research. It is currently leading and participating in several high-impact studies across Nigeria and beyond, focusing on hypertension, cardiovascular health, HIV, non-communicable disease integration, and salt reduction in populations. These projects span multiple states in Nigeria, the Federal Capital Territory, and international locations, reflecting the center's growing global footprints, and by extension, increasing the internationalization of the Yakubu Gowon University. Furthermore, the center has successfully completed several landmark studies that have contributed to improved hypertension treatment strategies, clinical protocols, and public health interventions across Africa. The university also hosts the Center for Sickle Cell Disease Research and Training, led by Professor Biagelim Nodu. Through this center, the university has sustained significant research and intervention programs focused on sickle cell disease in Nigeria and across sub-Saharan Africa. The center has been actively involved in newborn screening initiatives, community-based interventions, clinical research, and multi-site collaborative studies aimed at improving early diagnosis, treatment outcomes, and long-term care of affected patients. These efforts have strengthened the university's contribution to evidence-based healthcare delivery and position the university as a key institutional player in sickle cell research and public health innovation in the region. One of our most encouraging strides has been strengthening our research culture at the undergraduate level. Through the Center for Undergraduate Research, the university has supported several student research teams whose projects address real and immediate challenges within our communities. At the 8th Undergraduate Research Day recently, 6 students presented findings spanning agriculture, public health, energy and biomedical sciences, including projects with clear commercial and policy relevance. Our students are also distinguishing themselves on the global scale. At the 2025 Wageningen University and Research Food Systems Innovation Challenge in the Netherlands, 2 teams from the University of Abuja, Team Nature Pro and Team Millet Mervyn, represented the institution at an international competition featuring 24 student teams from 13 universities from 12 world countries across 4 continents. In further recognition of their performance and innovation, Team Millet Heaven has been selected to represent the university and Nigeria as a whole at the World Food Forum flagship event in Rome, Italy in October this year. Infrastructure and development. We have made appreciable progress in infrastructure development. Some of our completed projects in the last 3 months include the Senate Chamber and its associated offices, the administrative building for the Central Research Laboratory, the computer-based test CBT Center, Phase 1, major laboratory extensions, the University Entrance Road, and the expansion of our digital backbone through fiber optic connectivity to key academic areas. The botanical and zoological gardens have been developed, and the Giri staff quarters are now connected to solar power, contributing to a more sustainable campus environment. We have also commenced several projects, including the digitalization of our bursary, audit and registry operations, the construction and furnishing of the Center of Excellence in Public Leadership and Governance, the construction of an administrative block for our Center for Sickle Cell Research and Training, and the provision of general insurance to cover for all university assets. Under partnerships and innovation, our university has stepped up its collaboration, both nationally and internationally. Partnerships with the University of Minho, Portugal, and the Tianjin Sino-German University of Applied Sciences, China, are part of our effort to strengthen academic exchange, research collaboration, industry-linked training, and global visibility. Recent engagement with the Bashkar State Medical University and the Magmo University in Russia, as well as the University of Creative Arts in London, support staff and student exchanges, as well as collaborative research hubs. To create an enabling environment, a major project for the construction of 1,500 bed spaces is on course. This will significantly This will significantly improve accommodation and welfare for our students. This initiative is to be developed through a public-private partnership with the Royal Dynasty Homes Limited. The University of Abuja has also formalized a partnership with Plan International Nigeria through the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding on Wednesday, the 25th of March, 2026, aimed at advancing education, gender inclusion, and institutional development. Our collaboration with the National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies has been expanded to include degree programs, executive education, while partnership with industry, including Wissenau Consulting and Nigeria Artificial Intelligence in Education, are transforming our AI initiatives into a center of excellence and promoting adoption of AI in education and research. The University of Abuja has also established a strategic partnership with the Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP. Already, this partnership is yielding results as it has led to the proposed siting of the International Center for Procurement, Governance, Integrity, and Assurance. The center will serve as a hub for government officials, private entrepreneurs, business leaders, legislators, ministers, and other stakeholders to come to the university to learn best practices in procurement, governance, and integrity from experts locally and internationally. Students of the University of Abuja have been invited by the British Council to participate in a Great Talk Initiative workshop on the use of artificial intelligence in weather prediction and climate change. The program also includes a student empowerment component with a £20,000 grant opportunity for select trained participants. About 400 students and interested staff from chemistry, mathematics, statistics, and geography and meteorology are expected to take part with resource persons from the Universities of Reading and the University of Birmingham. All of these partnerships, among many others we cannot exhaust here, are part of our strategic steps towards strengthening research and institutional development. We are not just signing them for the sake of signing. We are committed to their successful implementation. We call on investors and inventors to visit us to explore areas of collaboration with the university authorities to upgrade our facilities for innovation and to meet the national and global competitiveness. We need to upgrade our facilities for teaching and accommodation of staff and students. It may not have been obvious to the public, but demand for admission and job opportunities here at the University of Abuja has been incredibly high because this is the capital of the Federation and the only public university in the 50-year-old Federal Capital Territory. Staff and students welfare and training. On staff welfare, as noted earlier, several academic and non-academic teaching staff have been promoted, while recruitment and professional development initiatives continue. Only recently, the university recorded its highest ever promotion of academic staff, with over 100 scholars elevated to the professorial ranks. This development strengthens our academic and research base. We are also able to maintain industrial harmony, ensuring a stable academic environment. The university is engaging with the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund on the Employee Compensation Scheme, which provides support for workers in case of injury, disability, or death. This serves as motivation. Our staff deserve the best, and we are determined to provide for them because when they are motivated and well taken care of, they can give in their best. Through TED Fund and our internally generated revenue, many of our staff in recent times have benefited from training and fellowship opportunities. Student welfare has also become enhanced through improvements in accommodation, healthcare services, and campus security. The university is also hosting a World Bank-supported IDEAS TVET training center in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Education. The center provides tuition-free, hands-on skills training aimed at improving employability, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance among young people. The program covers practical areas such as aquaculture enterprise, crop production, solar photovoltaic installation, leather works, and hospitality services. Through this initiative, the university is contributing directly to national efforts on skill development and youth empowerment. To date, many participants have benefited from the program, reinforcing the University of Abuja's commitment to producing graduates and trainees who are skilled, self-reliant, and industry-ready. For financial management, the university has strengthened its financial management systems by improving internally generated revenue through enhanced transparency while ensuring prudent resource utilization. Through this process, the university has been able to embark on more projects. At present, all statutory organs of the university governance framework has been made functional and fully operational, discharging their clear mandates. Among disciplines, among students, we have ensured that our students are well trained and anyone who violates the university rules is appropriately sanctioned. The university has zero tolerance for cultism. In February, the Senate of the university approved the expulsion of 28 students over offenses ranging from examination malpractice to drug possession and other very serious misconduct. Our campus is designed for those who are disciplined enough to advance the cause of learning. This university has no place for those who violate our culture and discipline. It is this desire for discipline that has encouraged us to, as part of the activities for the convocation, a lecture by the Director General of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency on drug abuse. This will help to complement our continued efforts in instilling discipline and control amongst our youths, our university security. Also, the safety and security of the university have not been taken for granted. We need both our staff and students to be safe in order to realize our aspiration of becoming the best university we can be. To strengthen security, therefore, we have been engaging security agencies in the last couple of months, and we have visited and interacted with various security formations, including the police, the paramilitary, and the military formations. They have pledged their support, and we have assured them of providing intellectual resources. This synergy has been beneficial, and we intend to sustain it. We also recognize the importance of our host communities. We have maintained an excellent relationship with them and have visited them in recent times. Their renewed support is encouraging. We take matters concerning them seriously, and we have assured them of opportunities where possible, including our commitment to corporate social responsibilities. For the accreditation of our programs, though virtually all our programs have fully been accredited, efforts are ongoing to prepare additional programs for the accreditation within the year, while teaching and research continue without disruption. We have witnessed some challenges, and we have a few aspirations. Despite these achievements, we are not unmindful of the inherent challenges we must continue to address. With our growing student population, the need to expand infrastructure is become more pressing. Funding remains a challenge, even though we cannot rely on the government entirely, as we continue to strengthen our internal mechanisms, including the internally generated revenue, and also block leakages from the system. Funding remains a challenge, but another major challenge is encroachment on the university land from all fronts is also a serious problem. Even before my assumption of office, management had warned that some planned faculties and agricultural research zones will be disrupted by land encroachment and limited funding. The University of Abuja deserves more than its over 11,000 hectares. With a determined and committed administration like ours, the freedom to utilize our land without harassment and intimidation will enable us to create additional research institutes, centers, and other platforms for innovative knowledge delivery, production, and thereby increasing our research output. We, however, believe that with strategic planning, effective management, and strong partnership with government, the alumni, the private sector, and development partners, the university will continue to thrive and maintain its trajectory towards becoming a world-class institution. We are grateful to the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for its support through TED Fund, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and other interventions. We shall continue to cherish this relationship and look forward to their sustained support. The fact remains that the University of Abuja is a federal university located in the capital of the Federation. And as a veteran journalist, a friend of mine, has aptly described it, it is a federation and federal university. It is not like a federal university situated in a state. It should therefore enjoy special consideration from the federal government and the 36 states of the Federation. In conclusion, distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to have this briefing with you today. We thank you very much for your support. You remain important partners in our collective effort to lift this university to greater heights. And we do not take your continued support for granted. As we look forward to the convocation ceremony, we count on your continued partnership in projecting the positive strides of this university. Thank you and God bless you. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chancellor, for that very comprehensive and illuminating address. We will now open the floor to the distinguished members of the press, who are our primary stakeholders this morning. I kindly request that when you wish to ask your question, please, as much as possible, be brief and straightforward, so that when the Vice Chancellor answers or gives you a response, you know best, you know how to projectors. I would also like to kindly request that your questions must be focused on the 29th and 30th Convocation ceremony, particularly the address of the Vice Chancellor, so that we remain focused. Distinguished members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we will now hand over the microphone to any of our distinguished members who may want to pose a question to the Vice Chancellor. The floor is yours once again. Maybe we should start from, okay.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. VC. My name is Onyoma. I work with the Sun newspapers. VC, you came when the school was facing serious leadership challenge, and I commend your effort to bring it down. But before you came, the school has issue with JAM as regards admissions, mostly what JAM calls under the table admissions. The admitting students outside caps. And a lot of students were affected that period. I don't know if you have had a meeting with JAM to harmonize those things. And if you have done that, what is the fate of those students who were previously admitted and are not recognized by JAM? Because according to JAM, it was under the table admission. That's my question. Thank you. And again, secondly, sir, before now, you used to do this matriculation on one day, but now you're choosing Friday and Saturday. Is there any reason for that? Thank you.
I'll take the first one. It's for 2 days for obvious reasons. Crowd control. We are combining two sets, and we are combining the 2022-2023 and the 2023-2024 sets of graduates. If you take all that multitude in one day, there will be a stampede. So the only reasonable thing to do is to separate the convocation ceremony for the first degrees on one day, combining the two sets of students, and then taking for higher degrees the next day, also combining the two sets of students. That is one. Yes, for the JAMB issue, yes, we had some form of infraction, as you said, but I can assure you that in a recent meeting we had with the highest level of JAMB and the highest level of management of the university, those issues have been successfully resolved. And I can assure you that all admissions were done on caps in the last session, and that was validated by JAM. And of course, those who were affected, especially those who were implicit, everything has been resolved in the most justifiable manner. Thank you very much.
Prof, the Vice Chancellor, sir, I want to commend your efforts in the area of infrastructural.
Please, your name and...
Okay. My name is Godwin Ise. I'm the publisher and editor-in-chief of the Chronicle magazine and newspaper. First, I want to commend your efforts in the area of your infrastructural development prowess. We've been monitoring the activities of this great university for so many years now. And then, under your watch now, we are seeing a lot of infrastructural development. That means we are seeing that you have turned the university into a construction site. And we are very much pleased with you. The Vice Chancellor demands a round of applause, please. Now, when we were coming from the entrance wasn't like this in the past. I was almost going back. I was asking if this is the Yakubu Gowon University. They say, sure. I say, So, my question now is, now that you are here and you have started well, I will pray you will end up well. The delay in the completion of construction work in the university, is it that there is no proper supervision from the contractors handling your projects, or the contractors that are bidding for contracts in this university are not as substandard. And if they do, please, since the university is a federal university, domiciled in the Federal Capital Territory, that is competing with Harvard University of all, I would suggest rather that companies like Julius Berger's and others should also be invited during the bidding process. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Well, I thank you for the wonderful advice. But you know, inviting Julius Berger is not picking berries in the park. It's serious business. And in as much as we want quality projects, we ensure that we use very competent contractors that will not compromise standards. I commend the effort of all my past colleagues and past vice chancellors. They've all in their own way contributed to the development of this university. I will not say that there's a sudden magic formula. I will say that all are a culmination of previous efforts. But as you said, when maybe there's relative peace and we engaging more often, maybe that is what may lead to some of the physical infrastructural development that we witnessed today, and what we witnessed, we'll continue to witness in the next few months to come. So thank you for your kind words, gentlemen of the press. Thank you very much.
Good morning, BC. And other personalities on the high table. My name is Friday Okerigbe. I'm a reporter with Channels TV. I'm a little bit more concerned about your relationship with ASU. You know, as a public university, parents are more inclined to send their children to public universities when the academic calendar is guaranteed. That is, if I'm going for a 4-year course, for instance, if I'm assured that I will complete my academic work within the 4 years, it is more likely that my parents will want to send me to such schools. So the migration we see these days from public schools to private schools is mainly not because of the quality of education, but mainly for that reason. I know that this is where ASU's National Secretariat is situated. And so most of the decisions are either taken here or maybe somewhere else. But what is your relationship with ASU to ensure that the academic year is guaranteed? I know that schools like Uni-Ilorin, they have a personal relationship with ASU. Some state universities also, they do, so that when ASU even go like, they don't join them. Like in my state, the state government pays whatever fine that ASU imposes on them. That is their strategy. Uni-Ilorin has their strategy. What is your own strategy to ensure that children who are schooling here, their years, they don't overstay? Thank you.
Thank you very much, the gentleman from Channels. Yes, I must tell you that we have a very cordial, warm relationship with ASU, both at the national, under the leadership of Dr. Chris Piwone, and locally, at the local branch, Professor Silvanus Ugo, who is also a personal friend of mine. The ASU branch ESCO has openly said in several fora that this current management is staff-friendly, and they've been cooperating with us totally. What we do is the strategy, a transparent and inclusive approach to their welfare. When government circulars come, we bring them together, we discuss it, and then we agree. They want to do with increase in some forms of emolument and so on. They want to do with implementation of governance structure, appointment of deans and HODs. We've always engaged them, and we have been having a very smooth academic calendar. So what I can assure you is that it stands now, and I hope into the future, anything that will cause a disruption is not likely to come from the local branch. If it's a national one, then we will see if we can convince our colleagues here who know that we are comrade management not to join, if it doesn't concern us. Thank you very much.
All protocol duly observed, sir. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I congratulate you for organizing this 29th and 30th Convocation under watch. It's a double-barrel convocation, I may say, and I pray that you witness many more in this university. My question is on the land encroachment that you talked about when delivering your speech, sir. Okay, sir. We understand that recently the Minister of FCT reduced the acres of land that belongs to this university to 4. So now I think it is 4 acres of land that this university is operating on. So I don't know where that encroachment is coming from. Is it the one that the minister did, or there are some communities that are encroaching on the university lands? Please, I want you to be more explicit, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please, what's your name and what media house, please?
Babatunde Ayeni is my name. I report for Vision FM Radio, sir.
Thank you very much. The federal government of Nigeria granted the University of Abuja 38 years ago land of over 11,000 acres. About 2,000 or so encroached by hilly terrain. But what I know is that there is no instrument before me to say that a subnational government has excised the land, and that has been concluded. So, for what is before me now, the University of Abuja is in possession of its over 11,000 acres of land.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gift Habib from the Punch newspaper. Mine might not really be a question, but probably maybe like a suggestion or a contribution. I'm looking at it from the angle of security of the school. Because sometimes, whenever I come to the school, the land is very, very big. And I've happened to school in 2 other universities, and I look at their security architecture is actually very strong and very tight compared to the University of Abuja. And then with the rising insecurity, especially in the northern part of the country, honestly speaking, the security architecture in Uni Abuja is not tight. So I think it's something that the Vice Chancellor can actually look at.
Thank you very much. Yes, we have a large expanse of land. Some would have been ungoverned, but we are doing everything to ensure that every aspect of it is governed. We are reworking our security architecture, and we plan to include surveillance mechanisms, the major entrances, the perimeter areas, and extension. We are rejuvenating and rejigging our security architecture and mechanisms to ensure that within the confines of the perimeter of its fence, you know, there is what happens within its precincts and what could happen somewhere outside, that there is full security of lives and property, and that all staff and students are safe. So we are doing patrols, we are engaging security personnel in the major entrances. We are having additional security apparatus involved in surveillance mechanisms. But you know, I cannot say everything here, but I can assure you that we are well covered for now. Thank you.
Please, do you have more questions? Okay, well, I take it that there is no more question, right? Well, in the absence of further question from distinguished members of the press, we can confidently say that we have almost come to the end of this parley. On behalf of the Vice Chancellor and the entire university management, I wish to sincerely thank our distinguished members of the press for honoring our invitation and for their very insightful questions. We're also very confident that I'm glad that the Vice Chancellor has provided all the answers and responses to your questions. And we do believe that as professionals, you are going to handle all of this very well and promote the university the same way you've been doing in the last couple of years. So I said this brings us to the end of the parley, and we shall be leaving this place any moment. We thank you so much for your time, and we wish you a safe journey back to your respective destinations.